Another tough outing for Noakhali. Fighting Knox push them forward.
Smash the blade.
That is probably the biggest so far. That's gone. Absolutely nailed it.
But once again, the defense couldn't hold.
There it is, the winning runs from the bat of 𝗵𝗂𝗡 team.
Rajshahi Warriors returned carrying confidence from a contest that went the distance.
This time through the offside.
On the track, finds the gap, finds the fence.
And settled in a super over.
Aerial route taken, right tries, and you hear them scream on the Warriors.
It's day 9, and it's win or fall further behind.
Hello and welcome everybody from the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium for match number 17 of the 𝗵𝗺𝗃𝗃 BPL T20 2026, where Noakhali Express take on Rajshahi Warriors. Yeah, this is how it stands in this 𝗵𝗺𝗃𝗃 BPL 2026. Chattogram and Rangpur tied at the top with 8 points, differentiated only by net run rate. But Rajshahi at 4 and Noakhali still looking for the first points to put on the table. Hello and welcome everybody. This is the 𝗵𝗺𝗃𝗃 Straight Drive, and powered by Walton Lift. Yes, and to lift it up, I've got two gentlemen with me, two all-rounders of their times, Athar Ali Khan and Darren Gough, rocking the sunglasses. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, hope you're well. You know, this is getting exciting, this 𝗵𝗺𝗃𝗃 BPL. Rajshahi Warriors will feature again. They've had a gap of a week, but they've got to switch things on again. Athar bhai, it's not easy, but they went off on a high with a win, so they'll bank on that.
Well, they kept everybody on the edge of their seats. Remember that it was the super over. It was a tied game, and Ripon Mondal came out with flying colors. Not only defended the last over to make sure it was a tie, and then he came back and gave away about 6 runs in that super over. But having said that, you're looking at someone like Nazmul Shanta, you mentioned something very important, a gap of 7 days. So you need to, as a team, when you are getting into a good momentum, good rhythm, you need to carry on and play as many games as possible. It's a bit of a surprise for me that they didn't feature in the last 7 days. Having said that, I'm sure they have ample time to look at their combination, because they've lost few players who've gone away to play for their country, but they will also be looking at how to start where they left in that last match. And I won't be surprised, because they're up against a team languishing at the bottom of the table, because Noakhali also need to pull their socks up.
Yeah, they do. They really do. But just a gentle reminder that you are watching the 𝗵𝗺𝗃𝗃 BPL powered by Walton Lifts. Goughy, Noakhali Express, they really do need to dig deep.
Well, they do. I mean, again, we look down on there and you look at some of the players they brought in. They've had to do a bit of mixing after they've lost 3 games, but they brought some players back into the side, like Sarkar, experienced Sarkar, who's come in and he's not managed to get any runs yet. Rahman Sohan at the top has not got going. Shahryar as well has come in. Again, another good player. Sadikat showed signs the other day that he was going to get going, and Mahradul as well. I mean, what did he got a start as well? 20, and no one's going on and getting any sort of score on the board to give their bowlers something to bowl at. And with the ball in hand, Hassan Mahmood, we know he's been quality throughout the tournament, and Zahir Khan as well, the wrist spin. Everybody wants a wrist spinner in their side. They've got one, but they just can't get a score on the board to let their bowlers, give their bowlers something to bowl at. So that would be the biggest target for me today for Noakhali. They've got to get runs on the board.
But in case you forgot, let's go over to the thriller again. Match number 8 it was, the last over thriller, and leading on to the super over. Yeah, this is how it panned out. Rajshahi batted first, 159 on the board, courtesy of Sahibzada Farhan and Shanto's 41. And in response, even though Malan got a 63, 159, it was due to Ripon Mondal, who defended 7 in the last over. Scores were tied, and then it led to the super over. How good was he? How impressive he was, Athar bhai?
Well, I think He was brilliant. I mean, I've been having a close look at him for a while now, 𝗂 and it seems that he belongs up there, especially under pressure, because it's never easy to bowl under pressure, defending that over and then the super over. What it's saying to everybody else, Ripon Mondal, is that I'm here. Pick me up in the national team. He's been brilliant in the recent past. We know that we have a very strong bowling department. The pace bowling department, 𝗂𝗄𝗧 for Bangladesh, has been outstanding. But if you look at what he's doing at the moment, oh, if I was selected, I'd pick him up straight away.
Absolutely, I think it's been plain to see. I've been a big fan of Ripon Mondal. What got me more than anything was how clever he was as well, to the left-handers, going across the left-handers, bowling wide of the stumps, and he'd give them nothing in the arc so they could hit straight. It was very, very clever bowling, and he's deserved all the accolades since. He was an excellent final over, and then in the super over, he was superb as well. So,
yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, he was phenomenal, was Ripon Mondal. That was the bowling. But let's go over to some batting fireworks as well, because we've seen some terrific stroke play and some quick 50s in this BPL already. Nasir Hussain tops the charts. 21 deliveries just he took yesterday versus Noakhali Express, and then Kyle Mayers getting his 15, 23 deliveries, and the list goes on. 𝗂𝗏, you know, experience. There's a value for experience, and he keeps on doing it again and again, does Nasir Hussain.
He's a free-flowing batter. I mean, he's an exceptional all-rounder for Bangladesh. He's a former international for Bangladesh, and he still has it in him. If you can play that kind of innings in that sort of situation, then he's also saying that, yes, I still got it. I can score runs, and I can score runs quickly. So you scored not only the quickest 50, but you ended up scoring 90 with 14 fours and a couple of sixes, which just shows that. Also shows a lot about the surface itself, because out here it has been brilliant in Sylhet. The curator have done, I think, a wonderful job, but hats off to Nasir Hussain. Brilliant innings.
Yeah, surely. 𝗂𝗄𝗧, coming to you, you know, there are some heavyweights in T20 cricket nowadays, and it's due to the performances. And one of them is Kyle Mayers. He's explosive, and he does it on the field time and time again.
Absolutely. Promoted up the order. Same as Nasir Hussain, by the way. Promoted up the order. He's been now at the top instead of David Malan. For the Rangpur Riders, and again he's another one who can hit the ball long. There's no boundaries big enough. He plays it all around the world. He's someone who's picked up balls. The first over with bowling hand and then with batting hand. You've seen some of these power shots. They are gold dust, these guys, and when you can get them to go at the top of the order and just give them a free license, they're a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, they are fantastic to watch. Speaking of experienced players, let's go to a young gun now. Mahmood Hassan Joy has been tagged as a test player, sort of, but he's done it last night. 44 quick fire one in just 21 deliveries. You know, augurs well going forward for Bangladesh cricket.
Yeah, you always love to watch players, especially players from Bangladesh, doing well in this tournament. Yes, you mentioned that he's got a tag as a test player, but he's got a point to prove to himself, not only to himself, to others who are looking at the teams. He needs to stay consistent. Yes, 44, smashing 44, but if he can keep doing it over and over again, then he might catch the eye of a selector also.
Yeah, knocking on the doors, knocking on the doors. But knocking on the door is the toss as well. But we'll take a break now and come back with the toss with Ramiz Raza. You're watching Bosundara Cement BPL powered by Walton Lifts. Yes, teams batting first have won it 4 times, but 11 times teams chasing have won. It's been a mixed bag for the Rajshahi Warriors though, but coming back after a week, what will 𝗏𝗁 Hussain Shanto decide? We'll find out in the toss with Rameez Raza.
We're ready with the Bosundara Cement toss. We've got the personalities here. Simon Toffel is the match referee. Welcome to the toss presentation. We've got the 2 captains here. 𝗏𝗁 Hussain Shanto, obviously Rajshahi have had a 6-day rest, so welcome once again. And we've got Haider Ali who's got the coin.
Head.
Head is the call. Come down his head. 𝗏𝗁, what have you decided to do?
I like to bowl first. Looks pretty soft in the wicket. Probably spin and pace will get some benefit on this wicket.
So when you say it's soft, that means it's going to be dominated by pacers or spinners?
I think both, because like if you see the wicket, it will hold a bit. That's what I felt. So if the spinner bowl that right length and length, spinner also get the benefit.
6 days of rest, is it good for you? You were refreshed, bit of bonding session, or you think that it can get you a bit rusty also?
I think it's a good break, but having a good time with our all families and everything, had a good chat with the coaches, the owners. So we had a good time, but now the business time, I think the boys will prepare themselves pretty well. I hope they will play some good cricket today.
You've been playing excellent cricket yourself. I mean, you're holding the innings together. You've been in great form, which is satisfying, of course.
So far played a couple of good innings, but still it's not enough. I felt I have to carry myself a little bit longer. If you look at last 2-3 innings, I couldn't finish the innings. So I have to finish the innings and take the responsibility a little bit more.
All right, okay. Who was the team? Any changes?
We made a few changes. I already forgot, so you will...
Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Haider, जीतना बड़ा ज़रूरी है, right?
कोर्स ऐसे ही है कि लास्ट 5 मैच हम हार गए, तो ये मैच कोर्स जीतने की पूरी ट्राई करेंगे.
कहाँ पे गलती है? बैटिंग प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. हर चीज़ जो है वो लोअर तरफ चल रही है. जो इकोनॉमी देख लें, पावर प्ले का सेशंस देख लें, जनरली उस तरह की परफॉर्मेंस अभी दिखी नहीं है.
ऐसे ही सेम हमारी जितने भी मैचेस हम लूज़ किए हैं, हमारी बैटिंग फ्लॉप हुई है, इस वजह से हमने मैचेस लूज़ किए हैं. तो हमारी यही कोशिश है, यही मीटिंग हो रही है कि हम अपनी बैटिंग पे ज़्यादा फोकस करें, अर्ली ऑन पावर प्ले में विकेट्स अपनी ना ऐसे दें, और कोशिश यही है इंशाल्लाह इस मैच में वो.
अच्छा, आपकी फॉर्म अच्छी है. पिछले मैच में आपने अच्छी इनिंग्स खेली. कुछ चांसेस हैं कि जो अच्छी फॉर्म में हैं थोड़े बहुत जो है उनको ऊपर भेजा जाए?
जी बिल्कुल. लास्ट मैच में परफॉर्म हुआ है, उससे आई थिंक टीम को भी थोड़ी सी मोटिवेशन मिली होगी कि नीचे से आप आके अब रन्स करो तो टीम को मोटिवेट होते हैं टीम, और आई थिंक ऊपर से अभी आज वैसे मोमेंटम मिलता है, तो नीचे से हम कंटिन्यू करें, कोशिश करेंगे.
कुछ चेंजेस याद हैं आपको?
एक राना याद है, एक अबू आई थिंक याद है, तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, डिफिकल्ट है.
Have a good one.
Thank you very much.
Right, it's Rajshahi Warriors who won the toss and elected to bowl.
No surprises there, as 𝗏𝗁 Hussain Shanto won the toss and decided to field first. So I'll come to you first. Does the gap also have something to do with that decision?
Not really, because it has been the feature of watching teams winning toss and deciding to bowl first. I mean, that's the way things have gone so far. I think what Rameez asked Shanto, which was interesting, that was it good to have that 6 days gap, or it can be a little bit of rustiness when you find themselves in the middle. So they got to, I'm sure they must have worked really hard. Even yesterday while we're coming in, we saw that Rajshahi was going off after having a long session of practice. But I think being a professional, you need to go and do the best you can. And hopefully Rajshahi will carry on the momentum. But yes, they have to start all over again. Never easy for a team or a player to have that sort of a gap in this shortest format of the game.
Your thoughts, Coffee?
Well, I think for a start, if you were playing against Noakhali, I think you'd want to see them bat first anyway, because that's been their biggest weakness. They've not been able to get runs on the board. But I think what was good for the competition yesterday, and what we've seen, is that the second game of the day tends to be being flatter pitch, and we saw 𝗏𝗁 yesterday win the game batting first, and that was good for the tournament.
And just to pick on what you said, Goffy, you know, yesterday again, the top order for Noakhali Express collapsed, and then it was the veterans who gave them some respectability in Haider Ali and Mohammad Nabi. We're looking at the match that took place yesterday, match number 15. Haider Ali 47, Nabi's 42, gave them something on the board, 133 for 6, but in the end, Dhaka came on top. But, you know, time and time again, here's a player who's doing it over the years. Whichever part of the world he goes, he switches on. Mohammad Nabi, Athar bhai.
Look, he's a class actor, no matter what you say, and he plays all over the world in all top franchise leagues, and he knows his role. What he needs to find is support from the others, because individually, again, he scored those 40-odd in quick time, so did Haider Ali. But in the end, they ended up scoring 133, which is not enough. So somehow, Noakhali needs to find their mojo with the bat. And if someone, apart from these two, can really stamp their authority while batting, then that score of 130 can turn into 150 or 160, which can be a challenging total. And that's exactly what they need to do. If they don't, then I'm afraid they'll still be looking for their first points.
Yeah, challenging times as far as Noakhali Express are concerned. But, you know, Haider Ali initially wasn't the captain, took over the captaincy, and then he's performing with the bat as well. So setting the standards right.
Well, when you're a skipper and you get the opportunity, you have to lead from the front. And definitely when he came in, he was busy as soon as he came to the crease. He played some wonderful shots, and that partnership was obviously vital for Noakhali to get some kind of a total. But he played really well. He's a powerful hitter as well. He is actually a quality player. And those two, they're going to rely on massively once again. But as I said, I keep saying about Noakhali, they've got good players at the top of the order. They've just got to take some responsibility and get past that power play and then build from there. That should be the target today. Look, no matter what, let's just get through the power play, try and keep wickets in hand and attack later, because they've got the firepower. They've got the firepower at the end of the innings to score quickly.
Yeah, and somebody who can provide that firepower right at the top is Shomo Sarkar. You know, it's just about him clicking on.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Shaman. I think he's a very good player. And he's only played, one game so far for Noakhali. He just joined the squad. Remember, in that inaugural GCL tournament, Global Super League, he was the player of the tournament in that 2020 competition in Guyana. So he's the one Noakhali will be hoping that he gets on and come out with a really good innings, because he's more than capable of doing that. He's got the experience. And if he just hangs around, I think what I'd like to see from him is that take a little bit time when he comes to bat. You don't have to hit from ball one. You'll get ample opportunity. If you get set, you will have opportunity to score runs and score runs quickly. You always can make it up later on, even if it's a slow start for him. So hopefully it's his day today.
Yeah, hopefully. That's what Athar Ali Khan says. You know, it's about assessing the conditions. And to help us assess the conditions, we have a pitch expert out there in Parvez Maharouf.
Another day, another doubleheader coming up. And it's been the trend right throughout his been. And we'll be having doubleheaders right throughout the first round. Pitch number 6, which was used a couple of days before. And total, 6 games have been played. So understandably, it looks a bit rough. Grass on top is quite lacking considering from the first game, and the cracks are certainly widening up. And these cracks, initially when the BPL started, wasn't that apart. But now, with so much games being played, we can see some cracks, and it looks a bit rough. And at the toss, Najmul Hasan Shanto, the skipper of Rajshahi Warriors, did mention that it's quite soft on top. I think he was spot on, and that's why he has opted to bowl first. Now, Noakhali Express will be batting first, and they've been awful right throughout the season, especially when they are batting first. So what can they do? I think it's going to be very important in the first 3 overs not to lose any wickets if they are to make a game out of it. From the Rajshahi Warriors' point of view, I think new ball is going to be important. Try and strike against a team who's been struggling. And one more thing which has surprised me is Rajshahi Warriors not including Sandeep Lamichhane into the squad. Looking at the pitch, looking abrasive as well as suitable for the wrist spinners. I'm quite surprised, but overall, I think when you play a side like Noakhali Express, you tend to not to risk too much, and probably Rajshahi Warriors coming back after 6 days of no cricket. I just want to ease things off. So I think overall it's going to be an important game for Noakhali Express not to lose wickets up front and try and get a decent score of 150 and defend it later on.
Where Parvez Maharouf says 150, 160, somewhere around that mark. I would love your comments on the surface, Darren Gough.
Well, I think Noakhali, if they got 160, they'll be absolutely over the moon. They've struggled to get runs on the board. And if, like I said, they can get any sort of total that gives their bowlers a chance to win the game for them, that would be fantastic. But I think, yeah, it's not far off there. But I think batting the first game of the day is always harder. And I think 150 should be the target.
Yeah, you know, it's about gelling as a team together, which hasn't really been portrayed on the field as far as Noakhali Express are concerned. And yeah, Haider Ali mentioned during the toss also that they might be doing some tweaking as far as the lineup are concerned. We'll have a look at how they've comprised the team of here. Shomo Sarkar, Ma Sadakat, Shahdat Hussain Deepu comes in.
Yeah, he's also a very good player, but I think it's about Shomo Sarkar. You've got to make sure that he gets among the runs. Jaqir Ali is still there. He hasn't been in good form. There's Mohammad Nabi and Haider Ali who have been. What about Hassan Mahmood? I think he has been the pick of the bowler. He's been simply outstanding in the tournament so far. He's been the bright spot for Noakhali Express. If you talk about Noakhali, batting has been poor. They haven't been able to score runs, but Hassan Mahmood has been sensational. He's picked up 7 wickets and he's only at 5.23. That is brilliant because of the fact that pitches have been very good. Yeah, especially with the new ball. He's troubled the batters. He's surprised the batters with short ones. This is his last time that when he went to go on to bowl for his team and he picked up a couple of wickets. He's been a fine bowler for Noakhali Express.
Goughy, doesn't matter the result for the team. He just went on doing his business and doing it right.
Well, you have to look. Teamwork is teamwork, but if the individuals individually do their job, the team has got a better chance of success. And he has been outstanding. Let's say 7 wickets in 5 matches to a losing cause. And I said, and you've got to take into consideration again. I say again, they've had nothing to defend. They've not got runs on the board, so the bowlers have not. I don't think they've hardly bowled the full 20 overs yet. So, but he has been outstanding with the new ball. He's tall, he gets bounce, and that's all you want from a fast bowler. He's got all the attributes that can make you good.
Yeah, and gets the ball to talk. Now, someone who's got the bat to talk and leading from the front is their skipper in Nazmul Hussain Shanto, who has to do a bit of the heavy lifting as well. We'll have a look at this side. Yeah, Mohammad Wasim from UAE comes in place of Sahibzada Farhan. Ryan Burl also makes the cut along with Shanto, Mushfiqur Yasir and Tanzir Tamim. Mehrab has been doing well. Binura Fernando is also there. Hassan Murad, the left-arm spinner, along with Ripon Mondol as well. Now, you know, we mentioned gelling as a team, working as a team, but also the performances matter and they contribute to the result of the team, and it has been the case certainly for Nazmul Hussain Shanto. No wonder he's out there in the top 5 run getters.
He has. He's been excellent, hasn't he, Shanto? He's only played 4 matches as well, 203 runs. He's been fantastic. He seems calm when he's at the crease. He plays some wonderful shots all around the ground. And again, it's been a kind of... You take Adam Rosington out there, who's had an outstanding turn right-hander. But the left-handers have dominated with the bat, and he's another player that he's got so much time. He plays all around the wicket. Let's say against spin, if you've got the sweep and the reverse sweep, and you can run down the wicket as well to the seamers and the spinners, and he has delight in his batting, as you can see. I love someone who celebrates and enjoys batting or bowling, and he's definitely one of those characters.
And he's the only one so far who's picked up 100, and that too in that very first match that Rajshahi Warriors played. It says a lot about someone who is leading the side and also looking to score runs and looking to score runs quickly. When you see your captain putting his hand up and you see the captain leading from the front, it really inspires the rest of the team to put their hands up. Okay, if my captain is doing that, we got to add more to the team. I think that squad that they picked today, the 11, looks a very, very good squad. And I'm sure they're one of the sides to watch out for in this tournament.
Yes, certainly. So your thoughts on the side and a bit on Noakhali as well, quickly.
Well, I think Rajshahi Warriors, they've impressed me so far, and that's why they were up there. Obviously, they've got some fantastic players. 𝗵𝗺 with a new ball. 𝗵𝗺 has been excellent. 𝗵𝗺, as you said, with his off-spin, he's been really good. And they've got 𝗃𝗂𝒪𝒃 as well. They've got everything. They've got spin, they've got quick bowling, and then with Shanto, the form man with a bat. 𝗃𝗃 needs to come to the party. He's another talented player. Like to see him get runs. And Mohamed Razim has come into the side now. Listen, he likes to play a few shots. So, on paper, again, they look strong.
Rajshahi Warriors?
Yep.
All right, both experts, I reckon, are going for Rajshahi Warriors. No-brainer there. But, you know, it's a game of cricket. And that's it from us here at the Bosundhara Cement Straight Drive, powered by Walton Lifts. Live action coming your way. We'll be back in a bit. Don't go anywhere.